Hello friends, welcome to my channel Textile Gyan. I am Prakash Kude, Assistant Professor in New Textile Engineering College, Bhilwara, Rajasthan. Today we'll see the next part of your texturizing process. So in this basically we'll talk about the air-jet texturizing method and other remaining methods one by one. So in air-jet texturizing method is basically used with single type of yarns or with the blend of filament yarn. So in latter case, the fancy yarn mixture can be obtained. So this method is carried out by feeding a wet yarn or dry yarn plus a small amount of water into high speed jet of air. So here we can see that in air jet texturizing, the filament yarns has been straight filament has been passed through this feeding zone into tiny are fed or a tiny blast of air that will forces the filament to form into the loops, and these yarns can also called as the air textured or air entanglement. So in this basically we have this straight filament has been passed through this zone and the compressed air which is passing through this, so that will ultimately gives the coiling or loops formation in this straight filament yarns has been happen with the high compressed air or jet of air, so that from that we will get the air jet texturized yarns. So in this yarn texturized in such process contains the large number of very fine filaments, however increasing the probability of your entanglement. So there could be chances of entanglements in the filament has been there. So next method is your stopper box crimping. In stopper box crimping technique, it is also so called as because next process is your stopper box crimping. The stopper box crimping technique is so called because the yarns are rapidly stuffed into a heated box-like chamber. Because the yarns are withdrawn slowly, they buckle and back up on themselves. A three-dimensional crimp is permanently set by the heat, and the stopper box method is fast and inexpensive method for the carpeting yarns. So basically, the stopper box method is basically used in case of your carpet yarns, where and also this method is very much inexpensive as compared to the other methods. So in this, yeah, filament has need to be passed through this crimping roller in this stopper box chamber, and in that the heat has been applied in this box like chamber, so that at rapid rate yarns are stuffed into this heated box like chamber, because your feeding rate is higher but the output is very low. So indeed between this chamber the stuffer in this chamber, the yarns are drawn very slowly, so that will forms the loops or coils, and that will ultimately buckle in between this stopper box, and we'll get the texturized or crimp yarn in the output delivery. The next method is your knit deknit crinkling methods. So this is basically used on drawn fiber in order to produce the crimp of knitted loop shape. Like your knitting we have the loops formation or intermeshing of loops. Similar type of things has been happen here. So in this process, a yarn is knitted into a tubular fabric and set in a place by means of heat and then unraveling to produce the texturized yarns. So here the yarn has been formed, and then it has been formed into the knitted fabrics forms into tubular one, and it is set in by means of the heating and then unravel to produce the texturized yarn. The knit deknit crinkling produce the crinkled or wavy configurations. The multi-filament yarns are first knitted into the fabric, and the fabric is then heat set and subsequently unraveled. So initially if you see here, in case of knit deknit crinkling, we need to produce the knitted yarn, knitted fabrics, and after that knitted fabrics we need to unravel that yarns from the knitted fabric and to get the knit deknit crinkling yarn configuration, or you can say that the baby configuration in your yarns. See, the knitting gauge determines the size of yarn's waviness, because the gauge means the number of needles per unit inch, or we other words we can say that the number of loops per unit inch. That will ultimately determine the size of yarn's waviness. So this technique is frequently combined with the application of dye stuffs to produce the uniquely colored and texturized yarn for soft floor covering. So next is your intermingling process, where it is the process of imparting the interfilament cohesion by imprinting the filament instead of addition to the inserting twist. So here you can see that similar to your edge texturizing, your texturized yarn is need to be passed through the intervening zone where the compressed air has been passed to the texturized yarns. So at the certain point, the intermingling of your yarns or filament has been taken place. So here we can see that the interlacing points has been there. So after the texturized yarns, we can also do the intermingling at certain points, so that will be helpful for getting the bulkiness or crimpness in your filament. So in this figure we can see that the simple intermingling zone, where which has consist of the yarn channel and the air inlet in the center of your channel, and the compressed air is impinged on the traversing yarn vertically, and intertwining of the yarns has been taken place at certain regular interval. So what is the basic object of this intermingling is to for thrusting out the producing filament at the end. The way of intermingling can be your spot melting, that could be your heat treatment, or by the air jet by the help of air at the highest pressure. So thank you so much guys. Stay tuned to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe my channel. Also like, share and comment on this video.